Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're looking at a Batman plot rumour. Now, I know it's a rumour, gotta stress that from the top, but I'd say there's some legitimacy behind this. It goes hand in hand with everything else we've heard about Robert Pattinson's Matt Reeves' The Batman. And I think it's quite interesting, so I thought we'd go through it together, take a look, see what you think, we'd talk about it, and go from there. So, a plot description for The Batman has surfaced online, offering that the flick will involve a mystery and conspiracy detective case. Now, we'd already known from Matt Reeves himself that it would be heavy detective-based movie. Now, this goes a step further and says it's all conspiracy and things like that, which I guess would make sense as to why there's so many villains involved in this film. I think up till now there's like 6 rumoured villains, maybe even more. Which, if we're dealing with like a mystery and conspiracy, that makes sense. You know, you can see Batman going through Gotham, dealing with all these people, trying to get to the bottom of this case. I can see that. Now, it goes on to say, similar to what I was told at Comic-Con, it is also said there will be multiple villains, which is what we know already, or what we rumoured. The rumoured plot for the Batman offers: the Batman will explore a detective case when people start dying in strange ways. Batman must go deep into the dark world of Gotham to find clues and solve the mystery conspiracy connected to Gotham City's history and criminals. Colour me interested. That sounds, you know, I'm compelled, a little bit at the very least. In the film, all of Batman's rogues gallery are already out there and active, similar to the comics and animated shows movies. The film will have multiple villains as they're all suspects, which that's kind of what I thought. And that's the best way to do it. Don't have baby Batman. I don't want to see baby Batman rolling around. You know, we want to see Batman, being awesome. So this sounds good, in my eyes anyway. Now, the Batman will be a detective movie, which is what Batman is. He's the world's greatest detective. First and foremost, he is the world's greatest detective. So regarding what I was told by insiders at Comic-Con that there will be more than the current 6 rumoured villains, and that director Matt Reeves is in part adapting the DC Comics Batman The Long Halloween comic book story. These 6 rumoured villains include Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman, Two-Face, Mad Hatter, and Firefly. The Long Halloween comic book also features Poison Ivy, Solomon Grundy, Joker, Calendar Man, and Scarecrow. Now, out of those extra ones, Solomon Grundy, sign me up for that. Solomon Grundy is an awesome Batman villain. Such a good character to have. That would be epic to show in live action. You could really do a lot with that as well. You could do so much with that. Now, it goes on further and says, back in January, also saw Matt Reeves describe the Batman as a detective flick. So it goes hand in hand with what we already have heard confirmed by those involved. Now, this is the quote directly. It's very much a point of view driven noir Batman tale. It's told very squarely on his shoulders, and I hope it's going to be a story that will be thrilling, but also emotional. It's more Batman in his detective mode than we've seen in the films. The comics have a history of that. He's supposed to be the world's greatest detective, and that's not necessarily been a part of what the movies have been. I'd love this to be one where, when we go on that journey of tracking down the criminals and trying to solve a crime, it's going to allow his character to have an arc so that he can go through a transformation. I think this sounds great. Now, it says that the movie should start filming soon, because it confirms as well that Batman's got a June 25th, 2021 release coming up kind of soon. And these do take some post-production time as well to get everything bottled down. Now, it says starring Robert Pattinson, and has also been described as the story following Bruce Wayne, who is still trying to find his footing on his way to becoming the genius detective. So it's not just a rehash of Bruce Wayne and Batman's origin, and that it is not a tale of Batman as a seasoned crime fighter. So it's just in between. Now that's, again, that kind of goes hand in hand with even why Matt Reeves chose Robert Pattinson. I would say that this is very legitimate. Genuinely. I would say that this is believable. The main thing which I like here is the Batman will explore a detective case when people start dying in strange ways. So that could be anything, right? Out of all of the Batman's rogues galleries, who could that be? Literally everyone. People just randomly start dying. Joker, straight up. Scarecrow, straight up. Solomon Grundy, Poison Ivy, just everyone. But also, what I'm getting from that is it sounds much more than a PG-friendly movie, not like a PG-13, right? People are just dying left, right, and centre. That says to me that this potentially could go into the territory of being an R-rated movie, which we already know Warner Brothers are not, they're not averse to at the moment. They don't have an aversion to it. They might. We've got it with the Joker, so we might be getting it with this. There's also some kind of rumours to say that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and this Robert Pattinson's Batman will be in the same universe, which is unfounded at this point in time, but I guess we'll know more when we actually see the Joker and then see some on-set photos of this Robert Pattinson Batman, because that will tie up very directly the tone and the aesthetic, the stylized aesthetic. Because if it's not, if they don't tie together, then they're not going to be in the same universe, are they? It's why Zack Snyder has a very similar vibe to all of the films and how all of the films basically look the same, because they have to fit the same universe. So this is interesting. I love the sound of this, especially saying, in the film, all of Batman's rogues galleries are already out there. Don't give us origin stories to it all. Do you know what I mean? Like Gotham, we've seen it. We've seen it. We don't need them. We don't need them anymore. We do not need origin stories anymore to carry these films. So that is one of the biggest things for me that I love. No villain origin stories. Batman being a detective. None of this Dark Knight nonsense where we just see, Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne Batman loading up some weird computer program that just wouldn't make sense and it just doesn't work to try to reanalyze a bullet casing. That doesn't make any sense. Out of all of the movies, we've seen great Batmen, but we've never seen Batman true to his detective form. So I think this is good. If this is true, because it is just a plot, a rumoured plot right now, I think this is great. I think this bodes really, really well. Other villains, Riddler, Catwoman, Two-Face, Penguin, Hatter, Firefly, yeah, awesome. Bring it on. Solomon Grundy, who I'm more excited for. I'd love a Solomon Grundy to appear, even if it was just for a little bit. So I hand this question on over to you. What do you think? Are you one of these people that is looking forward to Matt Reeves' The Batman? And what do you think about it potentially lining up with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie? For it? Against it? I'd love to hear your thoughts, because this will be a point of contention for a lot of the fans of the DCEU, because it's a step away from that. So those fans, you specifically, I'd love to hear from. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you haven't already seen my Dark Crystal review, I've been plugging it every now and then. It'll be linked up over here. Also, if you're watching this, you're likely a DC fan. If you like the Joker, I've got some Joker-inspired merch, which is linked down below in my Teespring account. You'll see it in the description box. It's called The Joke's On You. It's cheaper than everything else that I've ever had before, and the merch is very, very wide. There's even baby stuff, so it's crazy. I've kitted it out as much as possible. Limited run on that though, so please do get them quick, because they're only going to be up for a couple of weeks and then they'll be gone, never to return again. So anyway, guys, if you're new here, hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I've been Mr. H. Take care.